Sometimes when we look up at the sky, we find more questions than answers. In the vastness and darkness of the universe, there are things we simply don't understand. What if I told you that a signal from beyond our solar system has scientists wondering if, perhaps, we're not as alone as we thought? A few years ago, a strange object approached our solar system. Astronomers detected it, but what happened next was even more intriguing. What really happened to the object known as 3I Atlas? Where did it come from? And why has it sparked so many theories about its origin? For many, the object's appearance was just another curiosity in the vastness of space, a meteor flashing by, and nothing more. But for others, it was far more intriguing. Questions began to arise. Could we be observing something that doesn't belong on our planet? A creation of a civilization far more advanced than our own? 3I Atlas was the first interstellar object detected by telescope, and its trajectory left us speechless. It was hurtling through the stars at incredible speed, coming from a place so distant that even our imaginations struggled to comprehend it. Astronomers could not deny that this strange visitor came from another corner of the galaxy, beyond anything we had previously known. Speculation quickly began to arise. Was it simply a piece of rock traveling through space? Or something more? What if this object had been thrown not simply by the nature of the cosmos, but deliberately? As the days passed, theories seemed to multiply, but in truth, no one had a clear answer. One of the ideas that began to germinate was that 3I Atlas might not be a simple asteroid or comet, but something intentionally created. But who or what had sent it to us? The idea that it might be extraterrestrial technology began to gain traction among some scientists. Perhaps we weren't simply observing a natural object, but something designed by a civilization with knowledge far beyond our own. Is it possible that other civilizations exist capable of sending objects over vast distances to observe us or study our galaxy? Or are these objects part of a larger strategy, one we are only just beginning to understand? No one knows for sure. What is certain is that 3I Atlas has opened up a field of possibilities that invites us to think beyond what we know. As the scientific community received more and more information about this object, researchers began to wonder if we had actually received a message. Had we witnessed a message sending us a greeting from another corner of the universe? Or was it simply a cosmic coincidence, a fragment of the vastness of space? Indeed, upon observing it, many began to feel small in the face of the vastness of the universe. Perhaps the true mystery lies not in 3I Atlas itself, but in what it reminds us of: the vastness of the cosmos and the infinite possibilities that might be beyond our grasp. But if this story has taught us anything, it's that the mystery is never completely solved. The question remains unanswered, awaiting an answer. In the months following the discovery of 3I Atlas, the scientific community was divided. Some still believed it was simply a natural object, perhaps a comet lost in its path, while others insisted that something so peculiar could not be that simple. Its speed, elongated shape, and origin outside our solar system led experts to wonder if it was all a sign of something more serious. Each new observation seemed to add new questions to the list. Astronomers continued to hope for more data, more clues, but answers remained few and far between. As the months passed, the object continued its path through space, moving away from Earth and disappearing into the infinite darkness of the galaxy. However, it left a mark on the minds of many. Something had changed within us since we discovered we weren't so alone, or at least that something else might be watching us. Could it be that, in some remote corner of the universe, there live beings so advanced that they have mastered stellar travel? Or perhaps we are only seeing the tip of the iceberg of a civilization far older than our own. Every time we look into space, we discover new puzzles, new signs that the universe is more complex than we can imagine. Certain theories began to circulate among researchers. What if this object had been intentionally sent as a test, some sort of cosmic experiment? What civilization would be capable of launching an object over such vast distances, with a precision that seemed to defy the laws of nature? The idea that 3i Atlas might have been sent for a purpose other than simple curiosity began to gain popularity. It's natural for humans, when faced with the unknown, to seek answers, and in this case, this quest has become a kind of collective obsession. Every time 3i Atlas was mentioned, the same questions came up. Is this a sign of something bigger? A reminder of what we don't yet understand? And even more disturbing, could it be that we're already being watched without even realizing it? But as with many mysteries of the universe, the answers remain obscure. 3i Atlas, now a distant memory, remains an enigma, an unsolved question. Will we ever find the key to explaining its origin? Or will it remain one of the many mysteries humanity has yet to unravel? Perhaps the most fascinating thing is not so much the object itself, but the curiosity it arouses in us, and the possibility that all this is only the beginning of something much larger. So we continue to gaze up at the sky, wondering if there is something beyond waiting to be discovered. What lies hidden in the darkness of the universe that we have yet to explore? The story of 3i Atlas may be just the beginning of a new era of exploration, a small chapter in a story yet to be written. And while we may not have all the answers, what is certain is that this encounter with the unknown will continue to shape our understanding of the cosmos. As the days passed, the debate surrounding 3i Atlas continued. Scientists continued to observe space, searching for clues and signals. What if this object was just the first of many to arrive in the years to come? Perhaps this era of exploration was only just beginning, and the discovery of 3i Atlas was merely the prelude to something much greater. After all, if this mysterious visitor had made one thing clear, it was that the universe is a vast space, full of surprises and infinite possibilities. The theories continued. Some claimed that what we had seen was merely the result of a natural phenomenon, still unknown to science, while others persisted in believing that 3i Atlas had been sent by an advanced civilization, perhaps as part of a much larger plan. And while the questions continued to pile up, the answer remained as elusive as the stars themselves. Could it be that a civilization, like ours, was searching for answers in the vast, dark universe? Perhaps what we consider an encounter was only a taste of what awaited us. But then, why 3i Atlas? Why such a specific object? The speculation was almost as endless as space itself. Perhaps we didn't know everything about this visit, but one of the greatest mysteries remained. Were we being watched, or was it simply a cosmic coincidence? What intrigued the experts most was the very nature of the object, its shape, its speed, its way of moving through space. Every feature of 3i Atlas seemed to indicate something more than just a rock traveling through the cosmos. Was it a time capsule, an artifact that had traveled for millennia, gathering information about the universe? Or was it a signal, a warning from some unknown entity that wanted to show it to us? The possibilities were so numerous that the answers remained obscure. Science had made progress toward understanding, but the truth still remained far beyond our grasp. What did an object like 3i Atlas mean for the future of humanity? Are we ready to face what might elude us, or are we doomed to continue observing with our limited perspective? The questions remained numerous, but the answers, as always, remained as distant as the object itself that had traveled to us. Over time, 3i Atlas faded from our observational focus. It was no longer the focus of media or research, but something had changed within us. The universe no longer seemed so distant or inaccessible. The discovery of this interstellar object reminded us of something fundamental. There is much more out there than we know, and we may never fully understand everything the cosmos has to offer. What is certain is that, even if we don't have all the answers, the presence of 3i Atlas in our lives has left a mark. Perhaps one day, humanity's advanced technologies will allow us to explore beyond what we thought possible. Perhaps the answer we so desperately seek about the object's origin, about its true nature, still lies somewhere in the universe, waiting to be discovered. But for now, all we can do is look up to the sky, marvel, and continue our search. The story of 3i Atlas, an unsolved mystery, continues, inviting us to keep dreaming about what might elude us. Meanwhile, in the silence of the cosmos, 3i Atlas continued its journey, moving away from Earth, soaring across the vast expanses of the universe, leaving behind only questions and theories. But the impact of its appearance didn't soon fade. Human curiosity, so intrinsic to our nature, clung to the idea that maybe, just maybe, something greater than ourselves was waiting to be discovered. Was this just one of a series of cosmic encounters to come? Perhaps one day we will find a more concrete answer, a clue revealing the true purpose of this interstellar object. But for now, 3i Atlas remained a symbol of our fascination with the unknown, a reminder of our smallness in the face of the vast universe around us. Every time a new cosmic signal or phenomenon was detected, scientists wondered if it would be as fascinating as 3i Atlas. But while the mystery of this object wasn't fully solved, something important happened. A new era of exploration and reflection began. The quest for answers about what was really happening in space intensified, and the questions raised around 3i Atlas piqued the curiosity of entire generations. In fact, as scientific advances and research continue, the 3i Atlas phenomenon reminds us that the universe is larger, more complex, and more surprising than we can possibly imagine. Every small discovery, every new theory, brings us a little closer to the secrets that may await us out there in the infinite darkness. But in the meantime, we continue to scan the skies, searching for answers, waiting for the next surprise the universe has in store for us. It's fascinating to see how, despite our technological advances and growing knowledge, we still find ourselves facing something we fail to fully understand. And that's precisely the beauty of exploration. No matter what questions we ask ourselves, there will always be something beyond our stars, a mystery to be solved. 3i Atlas, meanwhile, continues to travel through space, probably so far away that we will never know its final destination. However, its passage through our history will remain etched in our collective memory, not only as an unsolved mystery, but also as an invitation to continue our research, our questioning, and above all, to continue dreaming about what lies beyond what we can see. Ultimately, we may never know what 3i Atlas really was. The definitive answer may never come. But what we do know is that thanks to it, our minds have opened, our questions have multiplied, and our fascination with the universe has grown. And so the mysteries of space draw us to new frontiers, ever further, in the eternal quest for the unknown. As the interstellar object, 3i Atlas, disappeared over the horizon, some people's enthusiasm faded, while others continued to gaze at the sky, as if the answer was still there, somewhere in the distance. The object's story had captured our imaginations, but the answers remained like the stars that watched it pass by. So distant they were hard to reach. Are we truly prepared for what might come next? If 3i Atlas was only a first glimpse of something much larger, what other secrets does the universe hold? Will we ever be able to decipher the reason for its appearance? Perhaps, as in so many other cases, the answers are beyond the reach of current technology. But that doesn't mean we'll stop searching, no matter how small the clues we find. It's fascinating to think that, in some remote corner of space, other civilizations might be watching us. But who are they? What are they looking for? And why would they send an object toward us, a mere speck in the vastness of the cosmos? The questions multiply, but the answers never come. And in this space of uncertainty, our theories continue to develop, fueled by the desire to understand what we may never fully understand. Meanwhile, 3i Atlas continues its journey into the unknown. Will it be understood, or will it continue on its way, so far away that we can never study it again? Is it only the first glimpse of something greater, or the last vestige of something already lost? In truth, every time we look up at the sky, the passage of 3i Atlas comes back to us. It reminds us that no matter how much we know, there is always more to discover, to learn. And perhaps that's what makes it all so fascinating, the constant promise that ultimately the universe holds more secrets than we can possibly imagine. And while the answers don't always come immediately, the important thing is to keep searching, to keep questioning, and to keep dreaming about what might await us beyond. For the mystery of 3i Atlas, in its simplicity and complexity at once, invites us to continue our exploration, our wonder, our gaze toward the sky, where perhaps one day we will find the answers we seek. But in the meantime, the universe remains as vast as ever, and we are but small travelers seeking to understand it a little better. The fascination with 3i Atlas, although it has faded on the surface over time, remains present in the collective mind. The universe is constantly evolving. It is full of mysteries to be discovered. And even if 3i Atlas is no longer the daily topic of conversation among scientists and the curious, its presence has taught us a valuable lesson. The universe is full of things we are only just beginning to understand, and our capacity for wonder must never falter. Imagine for a moment that, 1,000 years from now, when our generations have been replaced by new, curious minds, researchers will remember this episode. Throughout history, the first observations of space objects and phenomena have always marked the beginning of great discoveries. Will 3i Atlas be the precursor to something even greater? Perhaps the discovery of other similar objects, even closer, that could finally provide us with the answers we so desperately seek. But for now, we are left with the questions. What if, after all, it wasn't an object from a distant alien or an advanced civilization? Is 3i Atlas just a reminder of our limitations, of the gap that still exists between our current understanding and what eludes us? Are we so trapped in our own view of the universe that we can't see the answers that lie before us, simply waiting to be discovered? Over time, new generations of astronomers and scientists will continue to observe the sky, searching for patterns and signs. Perhaps 3i Atlas was just a first step, the first glimpse of something larger. Every observation, every planet explored, every star analyzed, brings us a little closer to understanding our place in this vast universe. But let's not forget that for every answer found, new questions arise. And that's the beauty of exploration. You never stop learning, discovering, dreaming. We may never fully understand the purpose of 3i Atlas, and perhaps that's its magic. The mysteries of space, with all their complications and complexities, invite us to continue our research, to question ourselves, to want to know more. And it is in this quest, in this constant curiosity, that the true richness of our existence lies. Ultimately, the story of 3i Atlas doesn't end with a definitive answer. It doesn't matter whether it's a natural object, a signal from a distant civilization, or something completely different. What matters is that, thanks to its arrival in our solar system, the universe seemed a little closer, a little more accessible, a little more mysterious. And with each passing day, we get a little closer to unraveling the mystery of what lies beyond. In the meantime, the search continues, and the stars shine brightly, reminding us that the universe has much more to offer. Meanwhile, curious minds continue to scan the skies, exploring, analyzing, and wondering about what might lie beyond the known. Telescopes advance, probes travel farther, and human knowledge continues to expand, step by step. Even as 3i Atlas recedes into the vast darkness of space, its passage through our solar system will not be forgotten. On the contrary, it will be the starting point for many more explorations, many more questions. Every time a new object like 3i Atlas is detected, that spark of curiosity reignites. Could this be another interstellar visitor? Another sign that we're not as alone as we think? Scientists and astronomers, ever focused on the cosmos, constantly wonder if we haven't taken the first step towards something much bigger, something that could irreversibly transform our understanding of the universe. And as more pieces are added to the puzzle, we can't help but ponder the philosophical implications of these discoveries. If 3i Atlas were, as some suggest, some kind of message or signal sent by an extraterrestrial intelligence, what might its implications be for humanity? Would we be prepared to receive and understand a message from such an advanced civilization? Perhaps, as we have so many times before, we would begin to question our own existence, our place in the universe, and what it means to be part of such an infinitely vast world. On the other hand, if it's just a natural object that simply passed through our solar system, the lesson remains powerful. It reminds us that the universe is full of phenomena we don't know about, that science still has many boundaries to overcome, and that our answers are only the beginning of an infinite series of questions. Every discovery, no matter how small, opens new doors and new horizons. Ultimately, the story of 3I Atlas, while still obscure, is not just that of a strange object that crossed our skies. It is the story of our tireless quest to understand the unknown, our insatiable curiosity, and our capacity to dream of what might exist beyond what we see. So as we continue to gaze at the sky, the questions persist, as does the hope of finding the answers that await us in a distant corner of the universe. We may never have all the answers. We may never fully understand what 3I Atlas means. But what we do know is that this object, like so many other mysteries of space, has profoundly shaped our view of the universe. It has reminded us that even if the path is uncertain, the important thing is to keep moving forward, to explore, to ask questions, because ultimately it is in this journey into the unknown that the true greatness of humanity lies. And as 3I Atlas continues its journey, we remain here, watching, searching, dreaming. Perhaps the true mystery lies not in the object itself, but in the infinity of the cosmos and the infinite possibilities that lie before us. The journey is not over. 3I Atlas was only the beginning of a new era of exploration, and who knows what wonders still await us. The journey into the unknown remains a fascinating mystery, a journey that, despite progress, leaves us humbled by the immensity of the universe. How many objects like 3I Atlas will cross our path in the future? How many other signals from the cosmos might reach us, leaving us with the same sense of wonder and perplexity? As we look up at the sky, we feel a presence, a reminder that we are not alone in our quest to understand our surroundings. Sometimes we wonder if 3I Atlas was simply a chance visitor, or a piece of a much larger puzzle. The constant expansion of our knowledge and the refinement of our astronomical technologies may provide us with more answers, but they also raise new questions. We have become accustomed to observing space, to understand the objects that pass near us, but at the same time, we face a vast ocean of uncertainty. Distances, dimensions, and the laws of physics that we do not fully understand remain obstacles to our exploration. Yet 3I Atlas lives on in our memories. With every conversation about the cosmos, with every new discovery discussed, this object that crossed the solar system reminds us that the universe is much larger than we imagined. It invites us to continue our research, even if the answers are not immediate. Humanity, in its eternal quest for understanding, will not stop at the mysteries that space offers us. And perhaps one day, with the benefit of hindsight, we will discover that 3I Atlas was only the first chapter in a saga of cosmic encounters. For now, all that remains is to continue exploring, in the hope of finding something bigger, more revealing, that will help us understand the purpose of these strange visitors from space. No matter how many years pass, or how many interstellar objects cross our path, the search will never stop. There will always be something beyond what we can see, beyond what we can touch. The universe is vast, mysterious, and sometimes unsettling. But as with 3I Atlas, our curiosity drives us forward. Deep down, we're all searching to understand our relationship with the cosmos, to discover if we're alone, or just a small part of a larger whole. And as we continue our journey, every step, no matter how small, brings us a little closer to the answer, even if we'll never know everything. For now, 3I Atlas remains an enigma, a piece of a puzzle we're still trying to piece together. And while we don't know where this cosmic journey will take us, what is certain is that our exploration will never end. Because human curiosity, that inexhaustible force that drives us, will always push us to continue our research, to scan the skies, in the hope of discovering what lies beyond our stars. So we move forward, aware that the cosmos has much more to offer, beyond what we know. 3i Atlas, with its fleeting and mysterious passage through our solar system, has left its mark on our history, but it has also opened the door to infinite possibilities. It reminds us that, in our quest to understand the universe, there is much more than we can grasp with our current tools. Yet this is the beauty of exploration. Each new discovery, each new mystery we tackle, brings us closer to a deeper truth about who we are and our place in the vastness of space. What will happen when other objects similar to 3i Atlas are discovered? Will they be linked in some way, forming a series of cosmic events that will finally bring us the answer we seek? Or perhaps the answer is already here, and we just need to develop the means to fully understand it. It's fascinating to think that everything we've learned about the universe may only be the tip of the iceberg. Perhaps everything we've managed to understand so far is just a prelude to what's to come. Science, which is advancing by leaps and bounds, may well end up explaining some of the mysteries that seem so foreign to us today. But there's no doubt that every discovery raises new questions. The more we know, the more we understand that the universe is much larger and more complex than we ever imagined. The story of 3i Atlas has taught us one important thing. No matter how many answers we have, there will always be more to discover. This is the essence of exploration. We will never know everything, but that shouldn't stop us. Curiosity, that very human force, drives us to keep searching, to dream, to look beyond the stars. And every time we discover something new, whether it's a small asteroid or a mysterious interstellar visitor, the universe becomes more accessible, more understandable, and at the same time more enigmatic. But the most valuable thing 3i Atlas brings us is the understanding that we are not alone in this quest. On the contrary, each of us, with our questions and concerns, is part of a much larger story. We are explorers, observers, curious beings searching for answers in the immensity of the cosmos. And even if the answers are not always obvious, the beauty lies in this constant quest, in the desire to know, to understand, and to connect with what is beyond ourselves. So, although 3i Atlas is gone and lost in the far reaches of space, the mystery it left behind lives on. Perhaps one day, when the stars reveal their secrets to us, we will finally understand the purpose of this object and everything around us. But for now, we can continue to search, to dream, and to wonder, because each question opens a new door, a new adventure to discover. The universe, with its unfathomable immensity, continues to question us. Every discovery, no matter how small, sparks a wave of questions beyond our immediate ability to answer. And as we continue to observe the stars, the story of 3i Atlas endures, reminding us that we are only at the beginning of something much bigger. If this object truly came from such a distant place, from a galaxy we could never have imagined, what other mysteries await to be unveiled through advances in our technology? Throughout history, every discovery has been a seed that has spawned a multitude of theories, discussions, and breakthroughs. 3i Atlas may be just the first chapter in an endless series of cosmic encounters, each raising new questions and propelling us to continue our exploration and observation. What if decades from now, Scientists look back and realize that 3-Eye Atlas was the key to deciphering a far more complex cosmic web, connecting our solar system to other parts of the universe in ways we don't yet understand. The path to understanding is not linear. Each step we take in space exploration opens new frontiers of knowledge, but also reminds us of how much remains to be discovered. And even if the answers sometimes elude us, each question that arises offers us a unique opportunity to ask more questions, to delve deeper, to dream more. The mystery of 3-Eye Atlas may never be fully solved. Perhaps it is only a fleeting spark in our exploration of the cosmos. But the question it left in its wake remains. Are we truly alone in the universe? And if not, what is left for us to discover? The beauty of the cosmos lies precisely in this uncertainty. The more we explore, the more we realize that the universe has a unique way of challenging us, of pushing us to see beyond the obvious. It shows us that knowledge is never static. There is always something beyond what we see, beyond what we know. And as astronomers continue their search, as humanity dreams of going further, we realize that the true journey is not limited to the stars, but rather leads us to the questions that arise as we discover new things. Even if we don't have all the answers, the exploration of the universe is ours to keep. And 3-Eye Atlas, with its unsolved mystery, remains an important part of that story. It reminds us that in the end, what really matters is not so much what we find, but what drives us to keep searching, to keep dreaming, to keep gazing at the sky with wonder, knowing that even if we can never understand everything, the search itself is of immense value. So beneath the mantle of stars, we continue to wait for the next sign, the next riddle, and each question takes us further, higher, deeper. For the universe in its immensity will always have something new to offer us, and in the meantime, we remain here, contemplating infinity, knowing that even if we don't have all the answers, the journey will always be worth it. As we continue our exploration of the cosmos, the story of 3-Eye Atlas reminds us of what we still don't know. As this object passed through our solar system, it left a trail of uncertainty and wonder. But as the years pass and telescopes become more sophisticated, new signals of the unknown reach us, challenging us once again. Space is full of mysteries, objects and phenomena that are difficult to classify. Every time a new comet, asteroid, or strange object crosses our field of vision, we ask ourselves the same questions as with 3-Eye Atlas. Where did it come from? What is its purpose? Is it just a fragment of the vast cosmos? Or is there something more? Perhaps in time we will discover that 3-Eye Atlas was not just an isolated visitor, but the first warning of what lies ahead. One day, when our technological capabilities have reached unimaginable levels, we will be able to decipher the secrets the universe holds for us. Perhaps in the near future, we will fully understand what this object was and why it came to us. But until then, the question will continue to loom, inviting us to continue our research, our exploration. Every time we gaze at the stars, we will remember that first encounter with the unknown. 3-Eye Atlas is not just a space object, but a symbol of our eternal curiosity, our need to understand what is beyond us. It reminds us that humanity is not content with what it knows, and that there will always be something new to discover. In the coming years, thanks to scientific advances and new space missions, we will likely discover more enigmas and interstellar objects that challenge our understanding. And while some believe Three-Eye Atlas was just a passing phenomenon, for many it remains the first step towards something much larger. Each new object we encounter reminds us that we are only at the beginning of our exploration of the universe. The quest for answers never ends. Every question moves us forward. Every discovery opens a new door. And even if we never understand everything around us, the important thing is to keep searching, to keep dreaming. Because in the end, it's the journey itself that really matters. Exploring the cosmos isn't just about finding answers. It's about learning to live with the questions, to accept that there will always be more to discover, to explore, to understand. And although Three-Eye Atlas is gone, its legacy will remain with us, not only as an unsolved mystery, but also as a beacon guiding us into the future. A future where perhaps one day we will discover something even bigger, more astonishing, and more revealing than we ever imagined. And on that day, we will know that it all began with a simple yet profound question. What is Three-Eye Atlas? And what does it mean to us? Until now, we continue to look to the sky, certain that even if we don't have all the answers, the universe is still there, waiting to be discovered. As time passes and the frontiers of science continue to expand, the memory of Three-Eye Atlas remains fresh in our minds. This object, once a mere speck in the vastness of space, has shaped our perception of the cosmos. It has reminded us that, despite our knowledge, the universe still holds secrets waiting to be revealed, one by one. Each new exploration of space promises new puzzles. The story of Three-Eye Atlas, though long gone, lives on in the conversations of those who dare to explore the unknown. And the further we explore the universe, the more questions arise, like an endless cycle of discoveries that never cease to amaze us. If Three-Eye Atlas has taught us anything, it's that human curiosity knows no bounds. From its discovery to the debates that followed, it sparked a scientific fervor that, instead of answering questions, raised new ones. What if everything we know about space is only a fraction of what's really there? What we observe today may be just the beginning of something much larger. Perhaps one day we will discover that these objects we now perceive as cosmic anomalies are actually signs of something much larger and more complex. We may never know the whole truth about Three-Eye Atlas, but this uncertainty is, in itself, a driving force for research and exploration. In reality, the universe remains a place of infinite possibilities. Every corner of space seems to hold a new surprise, a new question that pushes us to go beyond the known. What seemed like a simple object floating in the cosmos could well open new doors to a deeper understanding of our existence. And while the final answer may still be beyond our grasp, what matters is the journey. This process of investigation, discovery, and questioning. It takes us to unimaginable places, forces us to question our knowledge, and pushes us to explore beyond our boundaries. Three-Eye Atlas, like so many other cosmic mysteries, reminds us that the journey toward knowledge never ends. Where did the universe come from? What other civilizations might inhabit the vast reaches of space we have yet to touch? What other objects, like Three-Eye Atlas, are waiting to be discovered? As long as these questions continue to haunt our minds, we will know that our curiosity is endless. We will continue to scan the skies, searching for answers, wondering what might be out there, waiting to be discovered. And in doing so, the mystery of Three-Eye Atlas, though still unsolved, endures in our constant quest to understand infinity. The universe, in its imposing silence, will continue to send signals, little flashes of light that invite us to continue our exploration. And we, curious beings, will continue on our path, always questioning, always searching, always looking to the stars, with the hope that each question that arises will bring us a little closer to the truth. Every time we gaze up at the vast starry sky, the echo of 3i Atlas resonates in our thoughts, reminding us that the universe is far more vast and mysterious than we imagined. Despite doubts and unanswered questions, we move forward, driven by an insatiable curiosity that drives us to explore beyond the known. The universe is not static. It is constantly moving, changing, and evolving, and we, mere observers, are only just beginning to understand its complexity. The fascinating thing about all this is that for every question we solve, new ones arise. 3i Atlas, with its sudden appearance, showed us that in the vastness and darkness of space, there is much more than our senses and tools can comprehend. And with technological advances and the increasing power of telescopes, we can be sure that this will not be the last time we are amazed by such a perplexing phenomenon. Every discovery about space seems to open a new door. If 3i Atlas was only the first harbinger of what lies ahead, what other mysteries await us in the stars? Perhaps there are many more objects in the cosmos waiting to be observed, challenging our understanding of physics, time, and space. And perhaps in the future, these objects will provide us with the answers we so desperately seek. But it's not just about the objects we discover. It's also about what those discoveries teach us about ourselves. The fact that 3i Atlas has left us with so many questions reveals our human nature. We are inherently curious beings, driven by the need to understand what is beyond ourselves. And while the answers can sometimes be elusive, what really matters is our ability to keep questioning, to search, to explore. Perhaps hundreds, even thousands of years from now, future generations will look back and see 3i Atlas as the first step in a long line of cosmic discoveries. Perhaps by then, we will have unlocked the secrets of the universe and the truth behind objects like 3i Atlas. But for now, we must continue our journey, hoping that each new signal will bring us closer to understanding our surroundings. The path is never easy, and the answers sometimes seem distant. But in this endless quest lies the essence of our exploration. It is not just the answer we seek, but the journey itself, the process of discovering what lies beyond our knowledge. And while 3i Atlas remains an enigma for now, it reminds us just how vast and unexplored the universe really is. We may never know everything. Perhaps the universe is always keeping us on the tightrope of uncertainty. But what is certain is that our curiosity will never run dry. And as we look up to the sky, we realize that even if the answers aren't easy to find, the quest will never end. Because in the end, what really matters is exploration, the constant desire to know more, to understand more, and to dream of what lies beyond the stars. Over time, the story of 3i Atlas becomes part of the long book of cosmic exploration. The mystery it left behind lingers in our minds, like a still burning spark, driving us to scan the skies in the hope of finding something more. But beyond this specific object, what truly drives us is the desire to understand the inexplicable, to make sense of what eludes us. And as we continue our search, we realize that each answer we find opens new doors to the unknown. it's hard not to feel small in the face of what is beyond our understanding. The universe, with its immensity, always seems to mock our attempts to fully understand it. But this doesn't stop us. On the contrary, it motivates us. It pushes us to constantly explore, to push our own limits. The simple awareness that there is something beyond what we know is what keeps us going. Will we ever be able to answer all the questions? Or will the universe continue to surprise us with new unknowns that challenge our worldview? No matter what we discover, there will always be more to learn, more to explore. Perhaps the most important thing is not to reach a definitive conclusion, but to savor the process of discovery and marvel at what is yet to come. In science, and especially in astronomy, there is never a final word. Theories evolve, perspectives change, and questions multiply. And while we may not know for sure what 3I Atlas was, the story of its discovery is just one chapter in a much larger narrative. Because, at the end of the day, what really matters is our tireless quest for answers, our ability to dream the impossible, and our desire to understand the vast universe around us. So, as 3I Atlas continues its journey through space, we are still here, scanning the skies, waiting for the next mystery, the next strange object to cross our path. And while the uncertainty will never completely disappear, what remains is the certainty that with every step, we are getting closer to understanding, if only slightly, the vast and unknown universe we inhabit. The journey continues, and with it, our curiosity. No matter the size of the object we encounter, each one is a piece of the cosmic puzzle. And maybe, just maybe, in the distant future, all these pieces will come together to reveal a panorama we can only imagine today. But in the meantime, we are content with the beauty of the quest, the wonder of the unknown, and the certainty that each open question brings us closer to the truth. And at the end of the day, that's what really matters. The quest, the journey, the desire to understand the universe and our place in it. At the dawn of each day, exploring the cosmos reminds us that we are always at the gates of the unknown. No matter how many years have passed since the disappearance of 3I Atlas, every moment spent gazing at the sky confronts us with the same truth. The universe is vast, mysterious, and above all, rich with infinite possibilities. Questions about our true identity and what lies beyond our stars remain more relevant than ever. And even if we never arrive at definitive answers, the quest remains our driving force. We may never know exactly where 3I Atlas came from, or whether it was actually a signal of a much larger phenomenon. What we do know is that its passage through our solar system reminded us how fleeting our existence is compared to the grandeur of space. Every discovery, however small, is a spark of knowledge that stimulates us and inspires us to continue. Exploring the universe is not only an exercise in reason, but also in imagination, creativity, and the human capacity to dream of what we have not seen and, perhaps, never will. What if 3I Atlas is just a signal, one of many in space waiting to be discovered by curious minds like ours? Perhaps in the future we will discover other similar objects that will give us more clues and bring us closer to the truth about this mysterious visitor. Or perhaps we will never know, and the mystery will remain forever, inviting us to reflect on our own existence and the purpose of our exploration. But even if 3I Atlas fades into the oblivion of cosmic memory, the lesson it leaves us is invaluable. It reminds us that Even if we may never understand all the mysteries of the universe, the most important thing is to never stop asking questions, to never stop searching. For in every question lies the seed of a future rich in discovery. And even if the path is strewn with uncertainties and challenges, each step brings us a little closer to the unknown and allows us to understand, if only a little more, our place in this vast and wonderful universe. The fascinating thing about all this is that, even without definitive answers, we persevere. That's the beauty of human curiosity. We're not held back by uncertainty, but driven to keep searching, to explore, to dream of what lies beyond our stars. And in doing so, the universe continually offers us new puzzles, new mysteries, each more fascinating than the last. So although 3i Atlas has disappeared into the vast ocean of space, its impact endures. It reminds us that the universe is full of wonders, secrets, and infinite possibilities. We don't know if we'll ever fully understand it, but that won't stop us. On the contrary, it will push us to always look higher, to continue our search, to question ourselves. Because in the end, the true essence of exploration lies not in the answers, but in the ability to constantly question ourselves, to scan the horizon, knowing that even if we never know everything, the journey will always remain the most important. At its core, the mystery of 3i Atlas reflects a universal truth. Space, despite its splendor and vastness, is full of questions that defy our understanding. Every step we take in our quest for understanding confronts us with new realities, some of which may never be fully understood. The point, however, is that each new enigma, each object appearing out of nowhere, reminds us that the universe is an immeasurable place, and that we, tiny observers, are only scratching the surface. We may never be able to ask all the right questions, or find all the answers we seek. But the fascinating thing about the journey of discovery is that as we explore the unknown, we confront ourselves. In trying to understand the universe, we also discover our own nature, our innate curiosity, and our desire to transcend the limits of the known. What 3i Atlas leaves us with is not just an unanswered question, but an invitation. It invites us to continue our research, our questioning, our exploration. It doesn't matter what we discover at the end of each discovery, because the true value lies in the process itself. The excitement of exploration, the desire to discover the beyond, shapes our experience as human beings. And it is this curiosity that unites us despite cosmic distances, all of us who scan the skies in the hope of learning a little more about the universe around us. Perhaps 3i Atlas will never have a simple explanation. Perhaps it will remain an unsolved enigma, like so many others that space offers us. But within this uncertainty lies a profound beauty. It reminds us that even if we don't have all the answers, the important thing is to never stop searching. It is the search, ultimately, that defines us. And as long as we continue to scan the skies, we will know that each mystery solved opens the door to many more, each more fascinating than the last. Throughout history, humanity has faced many mysteries, but it has always moved forward with the same thirst for knowledge. What unites us across the centuries is not only the desire to understand the world, but also the desire to find our place in it. And as we contemplate the cosmos and its mysteries, we continue to seek our connection with infinity. For in the end, we may never fully understand everything around us. But the important thing is that we will always seek, always explore, always dream of what we do not yet know. Humanity's journey has never been limited to the stars. It is a journey toward our own understanding, toward the awakening of our curiosity, and toward the constant challenge of understanding what surrounds us. And as long as the universe remains an enigma, we will continue to move forward, hoping that each step will bring us a little closer to what eludes us, to what lies hidden in the immensity of space. The idea that there is always something beyond what we know is, in itself, what drives humanity forward. It is not just the desire to find answers that motivates us, but the fascination with the unknown, the certainty that even if we never unlock all the secrets of the cosmos, there will always be something new to discover. This human impulse, this need to explore, is what has pushed us beyond the limits of our planet and will undoubtedly continue to guide us in our endless quest. Every time we look up at the sky, the same question arises: what lies beyond? And with every object we encounter, like Three-Eye Atlas, we realize that the universe is a place filled with wonder, surprises, and mysteries that defy our understanding. These phenomena, though often incomprehensible, constantly invite us to continue our observation, our investigation, and to continually expand our vision of the world and the cosmos. Somewhere out there in space, perhaps, more objects like Three-Eye Atlas are waiting to be discovered. Perhaps they are further clues bringing us closer to something much larger, something we don't yet understand, but which could have a profound impact on our perception of the universe and our existence. In the meantime, we continue to observe, hoping to find answers, but with the conviction that the true value lies in the journey itself. Ultimately, what makes the mystery of Three-Eye Atlas so special is that it's not just an enigma, but a call to action. It pushes us to look further, to question more, to explore more deeply. And while the answers may be elusive, what matters is the ability to keep searching, to maintain that spark of curiosity that drives us forward. The story of Three-Eye Atlas is just one of many the cosmos offers us. Every new sign, every new object that appears on the horizon, reminds us that we are on a perpetual quest for discovery. And until we have all the answers, we will continue to scan the stars, endlessly wondering what lies ahead. For the true magic of the universe lies not in the objects we discover, but in the ceaseless quest to understand them, in the mystery that always invites us forward. The cosmos, with its immensity and complexity, will never cease to fascinate us. And as long as we continue to gaze at the sky, we will know that the quest is infinite. Each answer is just another step in an endless journey, a journey always filled with questions, mysteries, and wonders that remind us that even if we never know everything, there will always be something new to discover. And that is what makes observing space so exciting, so awe-inspiring. There is always more beyond. There is always something to discover. There is always a mystery to solve. And as long as we continue to dream, as long as we continue to search, the universe will continue to reveal its secrets to us, one by one. As we continue our exploration, we realize that space is not just a distant void, but a vast ocean of possibilities opening up before us. Every discovery, however small, connects us to something much larger, and it is in this connection, in this feeling of belonging to something infinitely larger, that the true magic of cosmic exploration lies. The universe, in its infinite expanse, remains a mystery, holding new promises of knowledge. And even if our answers are always fragmentary, each piece we piece together brings us one step closer to understanding our own existence. The story of Three-Eye Atlas, though still shrouded in mystery, has forever shaped our understanding of the cosmos. It has shown us that we are not alone in our curiosity, and that the cosmos remains a place that challenges our imagination. And after this first discovery, what's next? Perhaps more objects like Three-Eye Atlas, more signals that invite us to question, more doors to open. Space exploration is not just about finding definitive answers. It's about continuing to question, to explore, and to push the boundaries of our knowledge. What is clear is that the search won't stop with Three-Eye Atlas. In fact, it may only just be beginning. Every time we launch a new mission or expand our telescopes, every time our scientists make a discovery, we move a little closer to understanding what lies beyond. And that's one of the beauties of science. No matter how many questions we ask, there will always be room for more. There will always be more to discover. We may never know where Three-Eye Atlas comes from, or if we will ever fully understand its meaning. But this is the essence of exploration, the constant quest, the insatiable curiosity that drives us beyond the known. And as we continue to gaze at the stars, to search for signs in space, we realize that the true purpose of exploration is not just to find answers, but to keep dreaming, to keep imagining, to keep moving forward. The universe is full of questions, mysteries we may never be able to solve. But that doesn't matter. What matters is that we keep searching, that we keep exploring the unknown, with wonder, with an open mind, and a heart ready to discover what lies beyond. And as long as we scan the skies, we can be sure that even if we never have all the answers, the search itself is what gives us meaning, what connects us to infinity. And as long as there are stars in the sky, there will always be something to discover. There will always be a mystery to solve. As the universe continues to unfold before our eyes, the restlessness of the unknown drives us forward. Despite the vastness of the cosmos and the countless questions that persist, humanity continues its journey into the unexplored, searching for meaning in every star, in every corner of the inaccessible. Three-Eye Atlas, this distant object that crossed our solar system, is not just a cosmic anomaly, but an open door, an invitation to curiosity. Although its time on Earth was brief, its impact on our imagination is eternal. It leaves us with the feeling that we may be closer than we think to unlocking one of the universe's greatest secrets. The cosmos, with its unfathomable immensity, continues to present us with challenges that force us to question our most fundamental beliefs. Who are we really in relation to everything around us? Are we just a small part of a much larger whole? Or are we perhaps the only conscious beings in a universe that continues to expand at an unimaginable speed? These questions have accompanied us since the beginning of our history, yet we never stop searching for answers, trying to understand the essence of our existence. The quest itself is perhaps our greatest goal. The more we discover about the universe, the more we realize our lack of knowledge, which drives us to constantly evolve, to continually expand our ideas and knowledge. Three-Eye Atlas may have been only the first glimpse in a long series of encounters with the unknown. But what truly matters to us is the journey we have undertaken. A journey that pushes us to understand beyond our boundaries, to question beyond the obvious, to expand our minds toward the unthinkable. Every day, as we look up at the sky, we ask ourselves the same question: what's up there? And while the answers remain elusive, each glance at the cosmos reminds us that the quest must never end. The excitement of discovery, of encountering the unexpected, is what gives our existence meaning. Every star, every planet, every object that crosses our solar system is a new opportunity to better understand, to penetrate a little deeper into the mysteries of the universe. As our scientific and technological capabilities advance, so do the possibilities. 3i Atlas, through its uniqueness, has shown us that the frontiers of our knowledge are constantly expanding. And while this interstellar object is just one wonder among many yet to be discovered, its presence in our history teaches us that there is always more to learn, understand, and explore. Every advance in astronomy, every mission we launch into the unknown, every discovery we make, is just a small piece in the grand puzzle of the universe. But it is an essential piece, for it brings us closer to understanding not only the beyond, but also ourselves. Ultimately, true wonder lies not just in the answers, but in the questions, in the ability to keep questioning, to search, to dream of the future. And while the stars continue to shine in the darkness of space, we will remain here, our eyes fixed on the sky, waiting for the next mystery, the next discovery. Because, even if we don't have all the answers, the important thing is to never stop searching, questioning, dreaming. In every corner of the universe, there will always be something new to discover. And as long as we keep exploring, the universe will continue to reveal itself step by step before our eyes. The cosmos, with its profound silence and infinite vastness, challenges us not only to understand what we see, but also to imagine what we do not see. Every discovery, however small, reminds us that we are far from understanding the universe in its entirety. However, this incompleteness should not discourage us. Rather, it should encourage us, reminding us that there is always more to learn, to explore. The story of 3i Atlas, like so many other cosmic narratives, is only a brief appearance in humanity's long journey into the unknown. We Earthlings are only just beginning to understand the laws that govern the universe. But every step we take brings us closer to what is still hidden, what lies beyond our sight, what our limited minds can comprehend. We may not reach the stars or uncover all the secrets of space, but that doesn't mean our curiosity should wane. On the contrary, the more we learn, the more questions arise, and that is the true driving force behind science and exploration. And even if the mystery of 3i Atlas remains unsolved for now, it's essential that we continue to scan the skies, searching for what lies beyond. Will we one day discover the reason for its presence in our solar system? Or perhaps we'll discover other, even more mysterious objects like it, that will force us to rethink our understanding of the universe. The answer could be light years away, or perhaps it's already closer than we think, waiting for our technology, or our ability to think differently, to reach it. What is clear is that the story of 3i Atlas has shaped our perception of the cosmos. It has reminded us that we are not alone in our curiosity, that the universe is full of mysteries to be unraveled. And even if the answers are elusive, what truly matters is the journey of discovery, of learning, of questioning, of imagining the unthinkable. On this journey, every open question, every clue discovered, becomes a victory in itself, as it takes us beyond the limits of what is known. The universe is full of possibilities, And even though our tools and understanding are still limited, humanity has proven time and time again its ability to overcome them. And as our science and technology advance, so does our ability to explore, understand, and connect with the beyond. 3i Atlas, though distant and enigmatic, will always symbolize this human capacity to look beyond, imagine the impossible, and pursue research no matter the challenges. Every star we see in the sky reminds us that the universe is full of secrets, waiting to be revealed. And as long as we continue to observe, to search, and to question, the cosmos will continue to open up to us, ever more accessible, ever more understandable. The quest is endless, but it is in this constant effort to understand the unknown that we find our true greatness. For in the end, exploring the cosmos is not only about finding answers, but also about maintaining our curiosity, about continuing to dream about what we do not yet know, what we have not yet approached. So, while the mystery of 3i Atlas remains, it leaves us with a fundamental truth. The universe remains a place of wonder, awe, and infinite possibility. And as long as we continue our search, we will continue to move forward into the unknown, always with our eyes fixed on the sky, always with the hope that the best is yet to be discovered. And as we continue our search, the stars continue to shine, unreachable and distant. Each time a new signal, object, or anomaly is detected, we are faced with the same fundamental question: what does it all mean? While the answers may be elusive, each of these discoveries brings us closer to a deeper understanding of our surroundings. 3i Atlas, like so many other mysteries of the cosmos, has left us with more questions than answers, which has only further fueled our passion for exploration. The universe, with its vast dimensions and unfathomable complexity, remains a blank canvas waiting to be discovered. And as our tools become more sophisticated, the possibility of unlocking once unattainable secrets becomes more real. 3i Atlas may not be the last mystery, nor the greatest, but its presence in our lives reminds us that there is always something beyond, something greater, waiting to be understood. In the darkness of space, what seems empty is full of possibilities. Every star, every planet, every fragment of matter traveling through the cosmos carries within it a story, a purpose, a lesson. We, the observers, continue to search for this story, hoping one day to decipher it. 3i Atlas was a visitor, a sign that the adventure is far from over, and that our journey of discovery continues beyond anything we can imagine. We may never know why this object passed so close to our orbit, or whether its journey had a purpose. What we do know is that its arrival was an invitation to continue our research, our questioning, our exploration. In this sense, the mystery of 3i Atlas should not be seen as a failure, but as a source of inspiration. It encourages us to persevere, to look beyond our knowledge, to dream of what is beyond ourselves. In the future, other objects like 3i Atlas may cross our path, perhaps providing the answers we seek. Or perhaps these objects won't have such a simple explanation, but will continue to pose new questions, inspiring us to explore beyond the confines of our solar system. The journey of discovery is endless, and with each step we understand our environment a little better, even if there is still much to learn. So, as the universe continues to expand and reveal its secrets, we continue to ask ourselves the same question: what is out there? What other wonders, mysteries, and phenomena await us? As our understanding deepens, the answer remains an enigma, but the path leading there gives meaning to our existence. And as long as the sky remains our horizon, new mysteries, new objects, and new signs will continue to emerge, compelling us to continue our search. The story of Three-Eye Atlas, though incomplete, reminds us that the cosmos is an infinitely fascinating place, filled with secrets to be discovered. And as long as we continue to gaze up at the sky with wonder, we will know that each answer will bring us closer to understanding our place in this vast and mysterious universe. But above all, we must never stop searching, questioning, and dreaming. For ultimately, it is in this tireless quest that lies the true essence of our humanity. And as the universe moves on, we keep moving forward, driven by this insatiable need to know more. The story of Three-Eye Atlas is not only a story of discovery, but also a lesson in humility. It reminds us how little we know in the face of the immensity of the cosmos, and how much we still have to learn. Each star that twinkles in the darkness beckons us, an invitation to dream of the beyond, to imagine what remains to be discovered, and to continue our search for the answers that still elude us. The cosmos has a unique way of reminding us that we are only a tiny part of a much larger whole. The vastness of space puts us back into perspective, reminding us that our daily concerns, however important, represent only a fraction of cosmic time. And in this vastness, Three-Eye Atlas, with its fleeting passage through our solar system, reminds us that despite all we have accomplished, true greatness lies in the relentless quest, in the ability to explore the unknown with an open mind and a heart ready to welcome the unexpected. We may never fully understand what Three-Eye Atlas was. Perhaps it will forever remain an incomplete piece of a cosmic puzzle that we will never be able to piece together. But that doesn't mean the search for answers should stop. On the contrary, it is this very mystery that drives us forward. Every open question is an opportunity to learn something new, to push our limits, and to expand the boundaries of our knowledge. As telescopes continue to scan the skies, and space missions continue to transmit new data, we know that no matter how many discoveries are made, there will always be more to discover. The universe has a way of surpassing our expectations, of surprising us with things we have not yet seen or imagined. Every corner of space is a vast ocean to explore, filled with signs, enigmas, and wonders that will gradually reveal their secrets. The story of Three-Eye Atlas is just one of many, but its conclusion is clear. Exploration is not just a scientific quest. It is a fundamental element of being human. It is our capacity to wonder, to dream, to see beyond the immediate, and to aspire to understand what is beyond ourselves. And as long as we keep our eyes fixed on the stars, there will always be something to discover, a new mystery to solve, a new frontier to cross. Throughout history, humans have gazed at the skies, searching for answers to their deepest questions. The story of Three-Eye Atlas is just the latest chapter in a story that began thousands of years ago, when our ancestors gazed at the same stars and wondered the same thing we do. What's out there? And as long as that question remains, we will continue our searches, our explorations, convinced that the cosmos will always have something new to offer us, something to challenge us, to inspire us, and to take us beyond our wildest dreams. The universe, with its impenetrable mystery, remains a constant invitation to exploration. As our tools become more sophisticated, our questions become more precise, and space becomes a less distant and more accessible place, while still remaining utterly unfathomable. But, as 3i Atlas has taught us, the true beauty of exploration lies not only in the search for answers, but in the constant adventure of seeking the unknown, of exploring the uncertain in the hope of understanding something greater than ourselves. Perhaps what attracts us most about the universe is its ability to surprise us, to inspire us to think beyond what is familiar. With each new signal from space, with each object crossing our field of vision, a new door opens, a new opportunity to rethink what we thought we knew. 3i Atlas, though distant and enigmatic, was one of those doors. It showed us that even in the vacuum of space, there is much more than meets the eye. And so we continue. We know that each new mission, each new discovery, brings us closer to something we can't even imagine yet. The future of space exploration is full of promise, of new wonders to be discovered. And even if many of our questions remain unanswered, there is something profoundly human about our way of searching. Curiosity never fades. On the contrary, it is fueled by every challenge, by every mystery we encounter along the way. We may never fully understand the purpose of 3i Atlas, or why it appeared before us at just the right time. But what really matters is that, in its brief disappearance, it left us something invaluable, a spark of wonder and an invitation to keep gazing at the sky. It challenged us not to be satisfied with what we know, not to stand still in the face of the vastness of the universe, but to keep moving forward, to seek ever more answers, to ask ever more questions. Because in the end, exploring the cosmos isn't just about discovering what we already know, but about opening ourselves to the unexpected. The universe is full of mysteries we may never fully understand, but each of these mysteries is an opportunity to broaden our horizons, expand our minds, and grow as a species. And as long as we keep searching, as long as we dream of what lies beyond, the journey will never end. Ultimately, 3i Atlas, like many other cosmic mysteries, is simply a reminder of who we are and what we can become. Curious beings, tireless explorers, dreamers who will never stop searching. While the answer to its origin and purpose remains uncertain, the journey it invites us to undertake is clear. Keep looking skyward, keep asking questions, keep moving forward, with the hope that each step brings us a little closer to understanding what eludes us. And in this constant movement, in this desire to understand the unknown, we find the true essence of our humanity. As we continue to gaze at the stars, we realize that even though space seems empty and infinite, it is full of opportunities to learn, grow, and explore. Every discovery, no matter how small, is a spark of curiosity. 3i Atlas, though just a small piece of the vast cosmic puzzle, becomes a fundamental part of our exploration story. It reminds us that the universe will never cease to surprise us, to inspire us to move forward, to question what we take for granted, and to push our limits. The arrival of 3i Atlas represented not only a major scientific breakthrough, but also a shift in our perception of the cosmos. This object, like others we encounter, reminds us that we are small in the face of the immensity of space, but also powerful in our capacity for exploration. It sometimes seems that every discovery raises more questions than answers, but it is in these questions that the true wonder of science lies. They push us forward, to look beyond what we know, to face the unknown with wonder. Space is a place fraught with uncertainty, but it is precisely this uncertainty, that drives us to continue our investigations. We won't always have clear answers, but each step brings us closer to a deeper understanding. Perhaps in time, we will understand the true nature of 3i Atlas, or perhaps we will never truly know where it came from, or why it crossed our path. However, this does not detract from the significance of its appearance. What matters is what it has taught us. The beauty of exploration lies in the process, in the unwavering desire to discover, to find what lies beyond. So the search never stops. Perhaps what we discover in the future will be even more astonishing than what we know today. The universe is so vast, so mysterious, that every answer opens new doors, new possibilities. And even if we don't always understand the meaning of our discoveries, we know that each discovery brings us closer to a greater truth, a truth that may never be fully understood, but that will continue to guide our exploration. As we move forward, the story of 3i Atlas will remain etched in our memories, not only as an unsolved enigma, but also as a symbol of our eternal curiosity. This strange object from so far away reminds us that we are on a permanent journey, a journey without end. And as long as we continue our search, as long as we scan the skies, we know that each step will take us to a place beyond imagining. The cosmos remains a mystery, but every day we come closer to understanding it. And on this path, we continue to move forward, because in the end, what truly matters is the search itself. As we continue our exploration of the universe, the path remains uncertain, but that is precisely what makes it so exciting. We are confronted with the unknown with every glance at the sky, with every new mission, and with every discovery. But as 3i Atlas taught us, the mystery is never completely solved. We may never understand all the secrets of the cosmos, but the important thing is that human curiosity never runs out. There is always something to learn, something to discover. The lesson we learn from 3i Atlas isn't just about finding answers, but understanding that the quest itself defines us. Humans, like the explorers of old, never stop questioning, looking beyond the obvious, and dreaming of what is beyond us. And while space constantly challenges us, this same adversity fuels our determination to persevere, to never give up in the face of the unknown. The universe, in all its grandeur and mystery, never ceases to offer us new wonders. Every time a new object or sign crosses our path, it reminds us that there is still so much to discover. Sometimes we feel as if we are staring into an abyss of uncertainty, but it is precisely this uncertainty that fuels our imagination and inspires us to continue our search. And as long as the sky remains so vast and unknown, we continue to hope that one day we will find something that will help us better understand the world around us. The story of 3i Atlas shows us that we don't have to understand everything to keep exploring. The beauty of the cosmos lies not only in what we understand, but also in what remains to be understood. In every question, in every sign, in every corner of space, lies an opportunity to move forward, to learn something new, to rewrite what we thought we knew. And perhaps this is the most fascinating thing. No matter how far we progress, the mystery will always be greater than our answers. So the journey continues. And while we may never fully understand the secrets of the universe, we know that each step brings us a little closer to that which is beyond our current understanding. On this path of discovery, every small discovery, no matter how insignificant, reminds us that there is always something beyond the known, something waiting to be discovered. Ultimately, the exploration of the cosmos is infinite. Three-Eye Atlas is just one chapter in a larger story, a story that continues to be written every day. And as long as we keep scanning the skies, wondering what lies beyond, the most important thing is to never stop searching, dreaming, and exploring. For the universe, in its infinite mystery, will always have something to offer us, something that will compel us to keep searching, learning, and dreaming of what lies beyond our stars. As we continue our journey through the vast and mysterious universe, Three-Eye Atlas remains etched in our minds, reminding us that there is still so much to understand. The vastness of space, its apparent silence, and the way everything seems connected despite the distance, continue to fascinate us. Every time we look up at the sky, we sense that there is something beyond, something we have yet to touch, something still waiting to be discovered. The mystery of Three-Eye Atlas doesn't fade with time. Rather, it becomes a symbol of what humanity has accomplished over the centuries, questioning, exploring, discovering. While answers to its origins or purpose remain elusive, what remains is the sense that the cosmos is full of secrets to be discovered, and that, driven by our insatiable curiosity, we remain responsible for uncovering them. Throughout history, we have scanned the skies in hopes of learning more, of finding our connection to infinity. And each object that appears in our field of vision, like Three-Eye Atlas, pushes us to look beyond the obvious, broaden our perspective, and understand that even though we are only a tiny part of this vast universe, our capacity to dream and explore is limitless. Over the next few decades, new interstellar objects will likely be discovered. Some will be more mysterious than others, but all will offer us something unique, an opportunity to better understand what lies beyond, to get closer to an answer we don't yet have. In the meantime, scientific research, with its advances and discoveries, will continue to offer new clues that will bring us ever closer to the unknown. What really matters is not the certainty of having all the answers, but the constant desire to continue one's research. Three-Eye Atlas, with its fleeting passage through our solar system, reminded us that human curiosity is limitless and that our exploration of the universe will never end. Throughout our history, each time we look to the stars, we encounter new mysteries, new enigmas, new challenges that invite us to keep moving forward, to keep dreaming of what is beyond us. On this journey, science is just one tool among many to understand our surroundings. But what truly motivates us is our ability to wonder, to question, to imagine the impossible. And as long as we continue to scan the skies, there will always be something new to discover, a new question to ask, a new cosmic adventure that will take us beyond our knowledge. As Three-Eye Atlas plunges into deep space, its legacy endures. It reminds us that no matter how vast the universe may seem, there will always be something to inspire us to continue our exploration. Every discovery, every step we take, brings us closer to a future where perhaps we can finally understand this complex and wondrous universe a little better. And as long as we continue our search, we will know that, while we may never have all the answers, the most important thing will be the journey itself, the adventure that will never cease to amaze us. As the universe continues to expand beyond the boundaries of the unknown, we move forward, driven by the same curiosity that has always characterized us. Three-Eye Atlas, though only a tiny part of our vast cosmic exploration, remains a powerful symbol of how much remains to be discovered. It reminds us that no matter how far we advance, there will always be something more, something bigger, more mysterious to discover. And it is precisely this uncertainty that makes this quest so fascinating. As we look up at the sky, we know that 3i Atlas is not the last object to cross our orbit, nor the last mystery to challenge us to understand the incomprehensible. With each new discovery, our view of the universe expands, but new questions, new unknowns, push us forward. We may never fully understand the purpose of this interstellar visitor, but what we do know is that it has left us a legacy that goes beyond its appearance. It has taught us to search, to wonder, to dream. Perhaps the truth lies not in immediate answers, but in the very process of searching. Exploring the cosmos leads us to unimaginable places, to ideas we would never have imagined. Every object, every event, every sign that presents itself on our path becomes a new opportunity to look beyond the known and push our limits. And even if the journey is long and fraught with uncertainty, the important thing is to never stop moving forward, always with an open mind and a heart filled with wonder. Ultimately, what unites us is not just the search for answers, but the shared desire to understand our place in the universe. 3i Atlas, through its mystery, reminded us of our smallness in the vastness of space, but it also revealed our capacity to explore, to question, to learn. In this vast universe, every small discovery, however insignificant, is a step closer to understanding what eludes us. And on this path, we continue to grow, learn, and progress. Every new object discovered, every new signal received, is an opportunity to connect more deeply with the universe around us. Even if we don't always know how to interpret them, these signals transport us to unexpected places and remind us that there is always something new to discover. 3i Atlas was only a tiny fraction of what the universe has yet to reveal to us, but it leaves us with a sense of infinite potential, a reminder that the mystery is never fully solved and that the path to knowledge is endless. So as we continue to gaze at the sky, we continue to witness the wonder that is exploring the cosmos. For what truly matters is not reaching a final destination, but the ongoing journey, the constant broadening of our understanding, the insatiable desire to know more. And as long as we keep asking, as long as we keep seeking, we will know that there will always be something beyond, something greater, beyond what we know. And that something, that mystery that calls to us, will be what drives us to continue our exploration, always peering into the stars, always dreaming of what is beyond our reach. In this never-ending quest, each discovery is a new spark that ignites our curiosity and gives us the strength to persevere. The universe, despite its magnitude, remains uncharted territory, and while we may never fully grasp all its secrets, what truly matters is the process of discovery. Science, with its advances and limitations, has shown us that what seems distant or incomprehensible can, at some point, become comprehensible, a new piece of the puzzle we have begun to put together. But that puzzle will never be complete. There will always be something more to explore, something more to understand. 3i Atlas, that tiny traveler that crossed our solar system, has become much more than just a cosmic object. It has pushed us to think big, to question our most fundamental beliefs about the universe, about life, about our place in it all. It has left us with the feeling that there is still much to discover, far more than our current tools can grasp. but that, with time, we might begin to understand. And it is in this quest, in this constant expansion of our knowledge, that the true beauty of exploration lies. Let's imagine that one day, astronomers of the future will look back on 3i Atlas and see it as the first hint of something bigger, a sign that we are at the dawn of a new era of discovery. Perhaps it will be one of the first pieces of evidence that will allow us to understand an aspect of the universe that has so far eluded us. But what really matters is that this piece, this first interstellar object encountered, has paved the way for endless exploration. The universe, with its constant mystery, reminds us that we are part of something much larger than we can imagine. And even if the road to understanding is long and fraught with uncertainty, the important thing is to never stop. Every discovery, no matter how small, brings us one step closer to understanding what lies beyond our sight. And as long as we keep scanning the skies, new objects, new signs, and new puzzles will continue to appear, pushing us forward. What we learned with 3i Atlas is that the universe has no boundaries. There is much more than we know, and every step in this vast exploration reveals something new. Sometimes the mystery fades to reveal new, even more complex mysteries. And that's the magic of exploration. The journey is endless. There is always something new to discover. As science advances and technology improves, our ability to explore the cosmos expands. The day we finally discover the truth behind 3i Atlas, or any other mysterious object that crosses our path, will be just another step in a long journey. A journey that, while it may never end, will offer us new perspectives on the universe, ourselves, and what it means to be part of this vast and fascinating cosmos. And all the while, as we continue to gaze at the stars, we constantly ask ourselves, what lies beyond what we know? What secrets does the universe hold for us? This quest will never cease to be our motivation. And even if the answers are elusive, the important thing is to keep moving forward, always with our eyes fixed on the sky, always with the hope of discovering something greater, deeper, beyond what we can imagine. The beauty of this cosmic journey, so full of uncertainty and wonder, lies in the fact that we will never know for sure when or how all the answers will be revealed to us. But that doesn't stop our quest. Every day we spend gazing at the sky. Every night we look up. We know that we are participating in a collective adventure that has been unfolding for millennia. The mysteries of the universe are still there, waiting to be unlocked. And we, curious human beings, continue to search for the pieces of a puzzle that may never end. The story of 3i Atlas is just one of the many chapters that have shaped our relationship with the cosmos. It is a story of unanswered questions, of seemingly insurmountable challenges. But it is also a story of hope, of imagination, of dreams that compel us to explore the impossible. Most importantly, it reminds us that the journey of discovery is not just about finding answers, but about embracing mystery itself. Thanks to technological advances, what once seemed impossible is becoming increasingly achievable. But no matter what we discover, the vastness of the universe remains virtually infinite. Every star observed, every galaxy discovered, leaves us with the feeling that there is much more out there than meets the eye. Perhaps, as always, the real challenge is not finding all the answers, but learning to live with the questions, with the mysteries that remain unexplored. It is this very uncertainty that makes our curiosity so powerful. We don't know what the future holds, but that is precisely what drives us to look ever further. The cosmos never ceases to surprise us, to push us to think in ways that previously seemed unthinkable. Each new object, each new signal, is not just a partial answer to our questions, but a reminder that there is always more to discover. And as we move forward, with 3i Atlas as a symbol of our tireless curiosity, we realize that the true value of cosmic exploration lies in the process. Each step brings us a little closer to understanding our own existence, our place in a vast universe filled with mysteries. But at the same time, each question that arises pushes us to keep moving forward, to search, to dream. In the distant future, when future generations look back, they will likely see 3i Atlas as a turning point in our history of exploration. Perhaps it will be the first chapter in a long series, an invitation to explore the unknown, to continue looking up at the stars and asking, what lies beyond? What mysteries lie hidden in the vastness of the universe? And as these future explorers scan the skies, they will surely continue to ask the same questions, with the same hope, the same curiosity that has driven us over the centuries. So the journey continues endlessly, ever beyond. And while we may never have all the answers, the beauty of this quest lies in the fact that it ultimately leads us to a place far greater than we could have imagined. The universe, so rich in secrets and wonders, not only invites us to explore, but also challenges us to understand what is beyond our current capabilities. Each new exploration, each observation, plunges us into a deeper sense of wonder. 3i Atlas was only the beginning of this ongoing journey, and its passage through our solar system reminded us that there is still so much to discover. Each new object that crosses our field of vision, each signal that reaches us from the vast void, is an opportunity to learn more, something that can radically transform our understanding of the cosmos. The most fascinating thing is that in searching for answers, we also discover new questions. And this isn't a negative, but rather proof of the infinity of the universe. The more we learn, the more we realize our lack of knowledge. This paradox is what fuels our curiosity. No matter how many answers we find, there will always be more mysteries to solve, more puzzles to face. And this is what makes the quest for knowledge so rich and profound. With each new discovery, we add a new layer to the immense expanse of our understanding. Yet, it sometimes seems that what really matters is not so much the answer itself, but the process of exploration. What drives us forward is not simply the desire to reach a conclusion, but the journey itself, the experience of discovery, of wonder, of questioning. Uncertainty, far from being an obstacle, becomes the driving force that pushes us toward the unknown, toward what we do not yet understand. And as long as we keep looking to the sky, there will always be something beyond, something that pushes us to push our limits, to think differently. 3i Atlas, even if it represents only a tiny part of this vast journey, has left us a legacy. A reminder that, no matter how much we know, there will always be more to discover. In every star, every comet, every object that passes through our solar system, there is a story to tell, a mystery to solve. Space exploration is a constant endeavor, but every advance, no matter how small, brings us closer to understanding the universe. And even if we never unlock all the secrets of the universe, the important thing is to keep looking up, searching, and exploring. Curiosity is an infinite force, and as long as we continue to observe the wonders of space, we will progress, bringing us one step closer to understanding what lies beyond. We may never fully understand the purpose of Three-Eye Atlas, or perhaps we will one day obtain answers that now seem unattainable. But what we know for sure is that mystery, the unanswered question, is what defines us as explorers. Every time we look to the sky, we know that even if the answers are elusive, the quest is our true driving force. And as long as the universe remains a vast ocean of possibilities, human curiosity will never cease to push us forward. Over time, the universe continues to reveal its secrets, and with each new discovery, we are confronted with the same mystery, the immense mystery that surrounds our existence in this cosmos. Three-Eye Atlas. Although it may seem like a mere speck in the vastness of space, has become much more than that, a symbol of humanity's tireless quest to understand the incomprehensible. It reminds us that, no matter how far we explore, there will always be something that eludes us, that challenges our knowledge and pushes the boundaries of what we believe is possible. The most fascinating thing about space exploration is that the more we discover, the more we realize how much there is still to learn. Every new object, every new signal, every new theory opens the door to new questions, new concerns. Ultimately, it's not just about finding answers, but about deepening our understanding of the universe and our place in it. Although Three-Eye Atlas is no longer at the center of our concerns, its presence in our lives remains an invitation to look beyond, to scan the horizon with an open mind and a curious heart. What Three-Eye Atlas has taught us is that, even when answers seem elusive, the quest transforms us. It pushes us to question ourselves, to challenge our own beliefs, to push the boundaries of our knowledge. And it is in this process, in this constant effort to understand what lies beyond, that we truly find the value of exploration. No matter how many times we stumble upon the mystery, we will always get back up and move on, because it is in the quest, not in the definitive answer, that the true wealth lies. As we continue to gaze at the sky with the same hope and wonder as those who came before us, we know that our curiosity is not alone. We are part of a long tradition of explorers, from the earliest astronomers to today's scientists, all united by a common motivation: the need to understand what lies beyond what we can see. And while the universe remains an enigma, each discovery brings us a little closer to unlocking its secrets, to understanding it in all its magnitude. The path to knowledge is long and fraught with uncertainty, but it is precisely this uncertainty that gives meaning to every step. Three-Eye Atlas is not just an object that has passed through our solar system. It reminds us that the path to understanding never ends. It pushes us to persevere, to search, to dream of what awaits us beyond. And even if we don't have all the answers, the important thing is to never stop searching, questioning, exploring. For ultimately, it is in this quest that we find the true meaning of our existence. So even though Three-Eye Atlas is no longer at the center of our concerns, its legacy endures, a symbol of our eternal curiosity. And while the universe continues to expand in its immensity, we continue to scan the sky, always searching, always dreaming, always questioning. For the mystery is never fully solved, but within it lies the magic of exploration, of the endless quest, of the endless adventure. The universe, in its infinite vastness, will always be filled with enigmas that defy our understanding. And yet, It is precisely in these mysteries that the true essence of our existence as explorers lies. Three-Eye Atlas, although it may seem like a fleeting apparition in cosmic history, is a testament to our insatiable curiosity. It reminds us that, even if the answers are few and sometimes so distant, every small clue discovered is a victory, another piece added to the puzzle of our understanding of the cosmos. It has become clear to us that no matter how many objects like Three-Eye Atlas cross our path, or how many mysterious signals reach us, the important thing is to continue our search. This constant quest makes us more than mere observers of the universe. It makes us active participants, beings whose curiosity drives us to look beyond the visible, to imagine the impossible, and to come a little closer to the unknown. It's easy to get lost in the vastness of space and feel small in the face of its immensity. But what keeps us going is the certainty that, despite our fragility and size, we have the capacity to question, to explore, to challenge our knowledge, and to go beyond. The story of Three-Eye Atlas, while still unresolved, has taught us a valuable lesson: the importance of never stopping questioning, of moving forward, even when the answers seem elusive. As our technology advances, the frontiers of our knowledge expand, but new questions arise. Three-Eye Atlas was just the first in a long line of objects that will cross our path over the coming decades, and each one will offer new learning opportunities, new chances to expand our understanding of the universe. And the fascinating thing is that, even if we one day succeed in unraveling the secrets of these objects, there will always be other mysteries, other puzzles, that will compel us to continue our research. We may never reach a definitive answer about Three-Eye Atlas, and perhaps that's what makes it even more fascinating. It has shown us that the path to knowledge is neither linear nor direct, but fraught with pitfalls. But in the end, every open question, every unfinished discovery, moves us forward. In this endless journey, we find our true connection to the universe, our true essence as human beings, the ability to keep exploring, to keep dreaming of what is beyond ourselves. As long as we continue to scan the skies, the cosmos will remain a mysterious and fascinating place, full of secrets to be revealed. And as long as we wonder what might be out there, we will move forward, step by step, always hoping to discover something bigger, something that defies our understanding, something that reminds us of the vastness and beauty of the universe we inhabit. And even if we don't have all the answers, the important thing is to never stop searching, asking questions, and exploring. For the universe, for all its mystery, will always have something new to offer us, something that will compel us to continue our search. As we gaze up at the sky, the vastness of the universe seems ever more infinite, and we, small but tireless, continue our quest for understanding. We approach the unknown with the same curiosity as our ancestors, who observed the stars without today's technology, but with the same thirst for knowledge. And yet, despite all we have learned, there is always something new to discover, a new question to ask, a new mystery to solve. Three-Eye Atlas, in its fleeting passage through our solar system, offered us a glimpse, however brief, of what remains to be discovered. It reminded us that, no matter how much progress we make, the universe remains a puzzle of scattered pieces that we are trying to put together. And while we may never possess all the pieces, this should not discourage us. On the contrary, it should encourage us to continue our research, to explore, knowing that every open question holds an opportunity to progress, to learn, to move closer to global understanding. A fascination with the unknown is what drives us. Every time we look up at the sky, the stars seem to guide us, even if the answers to our questions aren't always obvious. Yet what matters is not the final destination, but the journey. A journey of discovery, of questioning, of imagining the unthinkable. And of this journey, 3i Atlas is only the beginning. A reminder that the road is still long, but that each step brings us closer to the beyond. If all this has taught us anything, it's that the universe, in its mystery, constantly challenges us, but also invites us to move forward. Each new signal, each new object, each new discovery shows us that we are only at the beginning of something much larger. Space is a place rich in possibilities, but also in uncertainties. And it is precisely this uncertainty that fuels our curiosity. It pushes us to think differently, to challenge our preconceived notions, to imagine beyond what we know. Perhaps in the distant future, we will gain a better understanding of objects like 3i Atlas, or perhaps we will never fully understand their origin or function. But what is certain is that our quest will continue, guided by the same curiosity that has driven us since time immemorial. Every question that comes to mind is an invitation to surpass ourselves, to push the boundaries of our understanding. And in this constant challenge, we find not only answers, but also a greater sense of connection with the universe. So, even if the mystery of 3i Atlas is never fully solved, its legacy remains. It reminds us that exploration is endless, that there is always something new to discover, something beyond us, something that compels us to think, to dream, to imagine. As long as we scan the skies, hoping that the next mystery will bring us closer to the truth, we know that the journey will never end. Human curiosity, that tireless force that drives us to explore, will continue to guide us, no matter how great the mystery we face. And on that journey, there will always be something new to learn, always something beyond our knowledge, waiting to be discovered. Every time we gaze up at the starry sky, the cosmos reminds us of its grandeur and its capacity to challenge us. Although our understanding of the universe has expanded considerably, we are still confronted with a vast unknown beyond what we can perceive or imagine. 3i Atlas, like many other cosmic mysteries, teaches us that no matter what we discover, there will always be more questions, more details to uncover, more clues to unravel. Space, so silent and vast, remains a place filled with secrets waiting to be discovered by those who dare to look beyond. And as we continue our search, each small discovery becomes a spark that ignites our curiosity and compels us to continue exploring. Sometimes it feels like we'll never find the definitive answer, but that doesn't mean the quest isn't worth it. The true richness of exploration lies in the process of discovery, in the constant expansion of our ideas and understanding of the world around us. While the mystery of 3i Atlas remains, its appearance has left a lasting impression on us. It has shown us that human curiosity knows no bounds, that despite our small size, we are destined to continue gazing at the heavens with wonder and awe. Every object we encounter in space, every new phenomenon that appears in our field of vision, is an invitation to think beyond our current knowledge, to question our understanding, to imagine new possibilities. The cosmic puzzles we encounter may not all have immediate answers, but that makes the search even more valuable. Each answer is only the beginning of a new series of questions, and that's what makes science and space exploration so fascinating. There's always something new to discover, something beyond what we can see. And even though the mystery of 3i Atlas gradually fades over time, it remains a fundamental piece of the puzzle of human understanding of the universe. We may never know if it was a natural object, an extraterrestrial signal, or something entirely different, but it doesn't matter. What really matters is that by observing it, by studying its passage through our solar system, we have progressed in understanding our relationship with the cosmos. It has given us a new perspective, a new way of observing the stars, of questioning what eludes us. So, as we move forward with the memory of 3i Atlas as a symbol of our insatiable curiosity, we realize that the path to knowledge never has a definitive end. Every step, every mission we undertake takes us further, but also closer to the unknown. And the best part is that, even as we cross new frontiers, there will always be something else to discover, something beyond our imagination. It is in this endless quest that the true magic of the universe lies, in the unknown, in the inexplicable, in that which we cannot yet touch, but which always invites us to continue dreaming, searching, and moving forward. In every corner of the cosmos, a mystery awaits unraveling, a new sign that pushes us to think beyond what we've understood so far. And while answers don't always present themselves immediately, what drives us forward is the insatiable desire to discover what lies beyond the known. Throughout its history, humanity has proven time and again that in the face of the unknown, curiosity is inexhaustible. And 3i Atlas, with its fleeting disappearance, is just the latest of the many enigmas that have pushed us to look higher, further. The universe, so awe-inspiring and silent, seems to hold more secrets than we can imagine. And while answers are often elusive, every discovery, however small, brings us closer to understanding the immensity that surrounds us. 3i Atlas, though now beyond our reach, remains a vital part of this process of discovery. Every detail, from its speed to its trajectory, reminds us that there is still so much to learn, so much to explore. Every time a new object comes onto our radar, whether it's an asteroid, a comet, or even a radio signal from deep space, we open a new chapter in our cosmic adventure. And while these objects may seem simple, even insignificant in the grand scheme of things, each one is a unique piece of the universal puzzle. We may not know the purpose of 3i Atlas or other similar objects, but that doesn't make them any less valuable. On the contrary, their mystery only increases their importance, reminding us that, on this journey of exploration, every answer is only a starting point, not an end. The true magic of the universe lies in what we don't yet know, in what is waiting to be discovered. And while 3i Atlas is just one signal among many, its passage through our solar system has shown us that we are on the cusp of something much greater. Perhaps we will discover other similar objects in the future, or perhaps our technology will allow us to unlock the secrets of those that still elude our observation. But what we are certain of is that the cosmos is full of wonders, of unanswered questions, and that human curiosity will never cease to seek them out. With each new discovery, each new mission, each new theory, we move closer to a deeper understanding of the universe. But we also know that as we learn, new mysteries emerge, new doors open. And that's what makes exploration so exciting. There's never a definitive end. There's always more to discover, more to understand. And as long as we keep scanning the skies, we'll continue to witness a never-ending story. A story that, like the universe itself, is constantly expanding. Ultimately, what really matters is to never stop questioning, exploring, and dreaming. The cosmos is not only made up of what we know, but also of what we can still understand. And while the mystery of 3i Atlas remains unsolved, its legacy inspires us to persevere, to look beyond, to maintain that spark of curiosity that drives us to keep searching. For ultimately, the universe is not just a distant and inaccessible place, but an infinite source of inspiration, a constant reminder of what it means to be part of something much bigger than ourselves. The cosmos, so vast and mysterious, remains the greatest challenge to human curiosity. Every object discovered, every signal detected, opens us to new questions, new concerns, new theories. 3i Atlas, even if it is only a passing visitor in our cosmic history, has left a lasting mark on our collective spirit. It reminded us that, no matter how much we know, there is always something to discover, new questions to ask, new frontiers to explore. Sometimes mystery isn't just an obstacle, but an invitation. It pushes us to think beyond the obvious, to see the universe from a different perspective. And it is in this constant challenge, in this ceaseless quest, that we find the true meaning of our existence as explorers. Knowledge is a never-ending adventure, constantly pushing us forward, to question ourselves, to dream of the impossible. The incredible thing about this cosmic journey is that even though the answers are elusive, each step brings us closer to a deeper understanding of our environment. 3i Atlas may have been just the first in a long line of objects that will cross our orbit, but each one leaves us with a sense of wonder, a spark of inspiration that inspires us to keep searching. The universe is so vast, so complex, that there will always be something new to discover. And even if we never fully understand everything, the important thing is to keep searching, questioning, and moving forward. The mystery of 3i Atlas has taught us that we don't need all the answers to continue. Space exploration isn't about finding definitive solutions, but about embracing uncertainty, about perceiving the beauty of unanswered questions. And in doing so, we discover something even more important. The universe, for all its mystery, connects us. It unites us in our quest for knowledge, in our endless curiosity, in our capacity to dream the impossible. So even though 3i Atlas is no longer at the center of our concerns, its teachings endure. It reminds us that the quest is endless, that there is always something to discover, something to learn. The cosmos remains a place of wonder, and as long as we continue to scrutinize the stars, we will continue our search for answers, however small or large, because what truly matters is the journey, this journey that never ceases to amaze us. Human curiosity is inexhaustible, and even as the universe continues to surpass our understanding, it invites us to explore, to keep searching for what is beyond us, to scan the horizon and wonder what lies ahead. The story of 3i Atlas, like so many other cosmic tales, is just one more chapter in a never-ending adventure. One that, however challenging, will always take us further, beyond our imagination, and along the way, we will find not only answers, but also a deeper understanding of what it means to be part of this vast and mysterious cosmos. Every glance at the sky confronts us with the infinite possibilities of the unknown. What drives us forward is not just the desire to find answers, but curiosity, the desire to know what eludes us. Each new question, like the one posed by Three-Eye Atlas, reminds us that the universe is a vast ocean of secrets waiting to be discovered, and that we are the navigators of this infinite sea of wonders and enigmas. Throughout its history, humanity has proven time and again that the true strength of our species lies not in the answers we find, but in our ability to keep searching. Mystery, no matter how complex, keeps us on our toes and motivates us to persevere. On this journey of discovery, every discovery, no matter how small, becomes a stepping stone to a deeper understanding of the cosmos. And while the magnitude of what we don't know can be overwhelming, it has never stopped our quest. Three-Eye Atlas, though just a small piece in the infinite puzzle of the universe, has left a profound mark on the collective consciousness. It has left us with the sense that there is something beyond, something waiting to be discovered, even if we still don't know how to get there. We may never fully understand its origin or purpose, but what truly matters is that its appearance reminds us that the universe remains a mystery, and that our exploration, far from being an end, is only the beginning of an endless journey into the unknown. Space, though distant and silent, remains our greatest challenge and our greatest inspiration. Every star, every planet, every object we encounter on our path becomes an invitation to reflection and imagination. We may never know if Three-Eye Atlas was sent by a distant civilization, or if it is simply a fragment of a still little-known natural phenomenon. But during its passage through our solar system, it taught us a valuable lesson. Mystery, far from being an obstacle, is an invitation. It pushes us to look beyond what we know, to push our limits, to question our deepest conceptions. So even if we never unlock all the secrets of the universe, the beauty of exploration lies in the journey itself. It's not just the answer we seek, but the experience of discovering, questioning, and dreaming about what we have yet to explore. The universe is full of questions, but also of opportunities. And as long as we keep looking to the sky, we will know that each new mystery we face will only take us further, beyond our borders, beyond what we can imagine. In the end, the greatest discovery may not be a definitive answer about Three-Eye Atlas or any other mysterious object we encounter. Perhaps the true discovery lies in humanity's ability to keep dreaming of the impossible, to keep looking to the stars, no matter how vast and enigmatic the universe may be. For in this never-ending quest, there will always be something more to discover, and in this constant expansion of our understanding, we find the true meaning of our existence as explorers. The universe, in its infinite mystery, calls to us at every moment, but it also inspires us to persevere. Every discovery, every signal that reaches us from the depths of space, reminds us that the quest is endless, that there is always something beyond to be discovered. Three-Eye Atlas, though seemingly distant and perhaps insignificant in the grand scheme of the cosmos, was the spark that ushered in a new era of curiosity, reminding us that our exploration is a never-ending journey. As we continue to gaze up at the sky, it's impossible not to wonder, what else is out there? What other secrets await us in the darkness of space, waiting to be revealed? It sometimes seems that for every answer we get, new questions arise. But that's what makes this quest so fascinating. Far from discouraging us, these questions push us forward, challenging everything we know, pushing our boundaries, and imagining what we can't yet see. Every object, every signal, every phenomenon we encounter in space becomes a new learning opportunity. We may never fully understand the purpose of 3i Atlas or any other strange object passing through our solar system, but what really matters is that our curiosity drives us further into the unknown. And this ability to continue our research, to never give up in the face of uncertainty, is what defines our human nature. The story of 3i Atlas is not just a story of discovery, but an invitation. It invites us to keep looking up, to question what we see, to imagine what lies beyond. Each discovery is only the beginning of something greater, something we cannot anticipate, but which fills us with wonder and amazement. And as long as we keep questioning, as long as we keep searching, the universe will continue to reveal its secrets to us, one by one, at its own pace. Perhaps one day, when we have the right tools and the necessary technology, we will be able to look back and clearly understand the true meaning of 3i Atlas. But in the meantime, the beauty of exploration lies in the uncertainty, in the constant expansion of our knowledge, and in the ability to keep dreaming about what is beyond us. For in the end, the mystery is never completely solved. There will always be something beyond, something new to discover. And it is in this endless quest that we find the true purpose of our existence, the search itself. So while the universe remains a vast ocean of the unknown, we continue to navigate step by step, ever further, ever higher, ever riveted to the stars. And though the path is long and fraught with uncertainty, every answer, however small, brings us closer to what lies beyond, to what we have yet to touch. And in this quest, in this constant exploration, we continue to witness the wonder that is the cosmos, a place filled with mysteries, wonders, and infinite possibilities, waiting to be discovered. In this vast cosmic journey, what truly defines us as a species is not only our capacity for observation, but also our ability to marvel at the unknown, to recognize the infinity that surrounds us, while continuing to explore. Each new discovery, each step into the uncharted, reminds us that we are only at the beginning of what we might understand about the universe. As we move forward, we realize that the answers, while precious, are only steps on a much longer and deeper path. With every object we pass in space, every scrap of information that reaches our telescopes, we move a little closer to understanding not only the universe, but ourselves. 3i Atlas, though fleeting as it passed through our solar system, remains a crucial part of that process. It pushed us to think big, to imagine a cosmos far more vast and complex than we had ever envisioned. It opened the door to the possibility that life, intelligence, or something even greater could lie beyond what we know. And while we may never get a definitive answer about its origin, what we do know is that it taught us something profound. The universe is a place full of surprises, and our capacity to explore it is infinite. Every time we encounter a new mystery, a new spatial signal, we push ourselves a little further. We move a little closer to the unknown. But at the same time, we realize that this quest is what truly unites us as humanity. It doesn't matter where we come from or our differences. What connects us is our shared desire to understand the beyond, to gaze at the sky, to dream of the stars, and above all, to continue searching for answers no matter how great the uncertainty. The cosmos is a vast and ever-expanding space, and as our tools of exploration improve, so does our capacity for understanding. However, what continues to motivate us is not just the idea of arriving at a definitive answer, but the process of exploration itself, the ceaseless journey of discovery, the act of looking beyond what we already know. Every small step forward, every new object discovered, offers us a new perspective. And while mysteries are not always solved immediately, each step we take brings us a little closer to understanding. We may never fully understand the purpose of 3i Atlas, nor unlock all the secrets of the universe. But what we do know is that in this quest, we find something far more precious than answers, a sense of connection to something much greater, something that invites us to keep searching, to keep wondering, to keep dreaming. And as long as we keep our eyes fixed on the sky, we know that what lies ahead will always be greater than we can imagine. Thus, the story of 3i Atlas is just one chapter in the story of humanity, a story that will never stop being written. As the centuries pass, new discoveries will emerge, and with them, new questions and new challenges. But one thing will always remain constant: our inexhaustible curiosity, our capacity to peer into the unknown, and our determination to keep searching ever further, ever deeper, always toward what lies beyond our reach. And along this journey, there will always be something to surprise us, something to inspire us, something to remind us that, even if we never fully understand everything, the true value lies in the search itself. Exploration will never be a fixed destination. It will be a continuous journey, taking us beyond the boundaries of what is known and pushing us to push our own limits. Every day, with every step into the unexplored, we are confronted with the beauty of the uncertain, the fascination of what is beyond our understanding. And in this quest, we acquire not only knowledge, but also a deeper connection with the universe, with the mystery that surrounds and defines us. Although 3i Atlas is no longer at the center of our concerns, its legacy endures in how we see ourselves in the context of the cosmos. It reminds us that humanity is not defined by what it knows, but by what it is willing to learn, by its unwavering desire to explore what is beyond its reach. As our technology advances and allows us to go further, our questions do not diminish. On the contrary, they amplify. Each time we cross a new frontier, we encounter new areas of uncertainty, new paradoxes that invite us to move forward. The incredible thing is that even if we never arrive at a definitive answer regarding 3i Atlas or any other cosmic enigma, the simple act of searching already transforms us. It leads us to question what we take for granted, to rethink our worldview, to realize that there is still much to understand, much to imagine. And in this process of transformation, we discover a richness far greater than any single answer. We find the meaning of our existence as explorers, as beings who are not satisfied with what they know, but constantly seek to push the boundaries of their understanding. And what is clear is that as long as we continue to scan the skies, new mysteries will continue to emerge. Somewhere out there, new objects, new signs, new puzzles await us. Each one is an invitation, a reminder that the universe will never run out and that our capacity for wonder will always remain our greatest strength. 3i Atlas was just a glimpse, the first sign of how much there is left to discover, of the countless questions left to ask. The story of the cosmos is not written in a single chapter. It unfolds day by day through every observation, every experience, every question. And as long as we keep searching, as long as we look further, our discoveries will take us even further than we imagine. For the universe, in all its grandeur and mystery, is always there, ready to surprise us, to challenge us, to invite us to continue our exploration, with the certainty that, even if we never understand everything, the quest itself will always be our greatest achievement. And as long as we continue this journey, we will know that every time we gaze at the sky, we are connected to something far greater than ourselves. A journey without end, but one filled with wonder, magic, and infinite possibilities. As we explore the universe, we discover profound and magnificent things. Each new discovery reminds us that the cosmos is a vast field of mysteries that, while increasingly accessible, will never cease to challenge us. 3I Atlas, as it traversed our solar system, not only left us with unanswered questions, but also opened our eyes to a deeper understanding of our place in the vastness of the universe. The more we gaze at the stars, the more we realize how small we are, yet incredibly lucky to be able to explore, observe, and learn. Space isn't just an empty space. It's a place steeped in history, with secrets that, though distant, are within reach of our curiosity. And with each new discovery, we get a little closer to what was once inconceivable. Even if we never arrive at definitive answers, the important thing is that the quest itself teaches us more about ourselves and what it means to be human. What inspires us is not just the desire to find an answer, but the will to understand what lies beyond our current comprehension. We know that the path of exploration will never have a clear end. Just as 3I Atlas sped past our eyes, other wonders will continue to cross our orbit, each with its own story to tell. And while each of these stories is a mystery, together they form the greatest narrative of all, that of humanity in search of answers, ever moving forward into the unknown. Every scientific advance, every new observation, pushes the boundaries of our understanding. But as we progress, we also realize that the real magic lies not in the search for a definitive answer, but in the process of exploration itself. In the fascination of the unknown, in the wonder we feel at what we don't yet understand. This is the true beauty of gazing at the sky. Even if we will never understand everything, the quest is what gives us purpose. It is what connects us to infinity, reminding us that the universe has so much more to offer than we can possibly imagine. The story of 3I Atlas endures, not only because of the data and theories it has given us, but also because of our tireless need to seek more, to ask more questions, to learn more. The universe continues to call to us, to invite us to look beyond, to dream of what is beyond ourselves. And with every step, with every new discovery, we know that we are contributing to a larger story, a story that, while full of uncertainty, is also full of wonder, of infinite possibilities that await us. Perhaps one day, when our technologies are even more advanced, when our observation tools are even more sophisticated, we will finally be able to obtain answers to the mysteries that today seem so distant and inaccessible. But in the meantime, we continue to search, to dream, to search. Because in the end, what really matters is not what we know, but our ability to keep searching, to dream of what lies beyond the stars, with the certainty that each step will bring us a little closer to the truth. As we continue our exploration, we realize that every advance, no matter how small, is a testament to human curiosity. Although 3i Atlas was only a brief visitor in our cosmic history, its passage left a profound imprint. It taught us that while answers are always within reach, what truly matters is our ability to keep searching, to keep questioning. And it is in this constant quest, in the willingness to always look skyward, that we find the very essence of what it means to be part of this vast universe. The universe continues to expand, mysterious and majestic, beyond any immediate comprehension. And as we continue our exploration, we realize that each new signal, each object we encounter, is just one piece of an infinite puzzle that invites us to continually explore the unknown. The fascinating thing is that, even if some answers arrive late, or never at all, the true value lies in what we discover about ourselves in the process. So while human curiosity pushes us toward new frontiers, we understand that the journey into the unknown will never end. Every new space mission, every new telescope launched into space, every new discovery by astronomers and scientists testifies to our unwavering desire to understand what lies beyond our sight. And while some answers remain elusive, every step we take into the cosmos brings us closer to the secrets still hidden in the darkness. Perhaps one day we will discover that 3i Atlas was only the first chapter in a much larger story, a prelude to many more cosmic encounters that will transform our view of the universe. Or perhaps the mystery of its origin and purpose will never be solved. Either way, the important thing is that humanity's thirst for exploration, the drive to understand the inaccessible, continues to guide us into the future. The incredible thing about this adventure is that when we look up at the sky, we realize that what defines us as human beings is not our ability to understand everything, but our ability to keep searching, to keep dreaming. And as long as the universe remains so immense and mysterious, our curiosity will remain our greatest strength. The quest will never end, because there will always be something beyond, something that defies our understanding, something that pushes us forward. The mystery of 3i Atlas lives on in the memories of all who marveled at its appearance, and reminds us that the universe is full of enigmas to be solved. And even if we never fully understand the cosmos, the important thing is to keep searching, for it is in this constant quest that lies the true beauty of exploration. As human beings, there will always be something more that compels us to dream of what lies beyond our stars. And as long as we keep searching, the universe will continue to reveal its secrets, one by one, before our very eyes. The search never stops, and that's what truly gives meaning to our journey. Every step brings us closer to the unknown, and every mystery solved opens the door to many more. The cosmos, so vast and complex, never ceases to challenge us, but as our tools become more refined and our understanding broadens, we realize that even though the road is long and fraught with uncertainty, each discovery is a testament to our eternal capacity to question, to explore, and above all, to dream. 3i Atlas, even though it was only a fragment of this vast cosmic puzzle, taught us that the universe is full of possibilities. It reminded us that, even if our answers are limited, the very quest for knowledge is what keeps us going. And even though the object itself has moved on, the questions it left in its wake endure. They keep us looking toward the horizon, searching for the next sign, the next phenomenon that challenges us to expand our view of the cosmos. We live in a fascinating time in history, where science and technology are allowing us to discover things we previously imagined. But, as 3i Atlas has shown us, every advance in our understanding only opens up new questions. And that's what makes the universe so wonderful. There's always something beyond what we see, something that challenges us, inviting us to go further, to look deeper, to think differently. And while the mystery of 3i Atlas remains, the true gift it left us is a reminder that there are no limits to our discoveries. Each new mission, each new telescope, each new exploration project is an invitation to persevere. We may never understand everything, but the important thing is to never stop searching. The quest, the desire to understand what lies beyond, is what defines us. For now, we continue to gaze at the sky, aware that each glance brings us closer to the mystery, connects us more closely to infinity. And as long as the universe remains so vast, so mysterious, our curiosity will continue to guide us. We may never reach the stars, but in our tireless quest, we will always discover something that will bring us closer to what is beyond our reach. 3i Atlas, in its brevity, has taught us to look with fresh eyes, to think beyond the obvious, and to keep dreaming about what remains to be seen. And as long as we keep searching, as long as we keep looking, the cosmos will continue to open up to us, and we will remain dreamers, explorers, those who never stop looking into the unknown. Because in the end, what matters is not the answer, but the adventure itself, that journey into the unknown that will always take us further than we ever imagined.